Pregame.com.
NBA action on Sunday. This is a game get a little bit of attention, VR. The Chicago Bulls invade South Beach, go to Miami.
Kind of glad there's not football on Sunday so I could watch this game.
Well, there's the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, like I said, good thing there's not football on this Sunday so I could watch this game.
I feel you there. I won't be watching the Pro Bowl. This is a game, I'm going to project the line here. Now, again, we're taping on Thursday, so both these teams will be in action before they play on Sunday. Miami, I'm projecting a 5.5 point favorite, and I'm hoping we see that. See that number. Part of that is we're looking at, Chicago's got the injury with Deng. He's out. He's 16 points a game for them. So
and
that
7.5 rebounds, man. That's a lot.
That's their force inside. The Miami Heat, Dwayne Wade's been out. He's listed, as I said, we're taping on Thursday. He's listed as questionable for Friday. My thinking is I hope he doesn't play Friday, and I hope he makes Sunday for his return. National
prime
TV,
time against the Bulls. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to probably hold him out Friday night. Let him, because I heard he's been shooting around and he's fine.
If he comes back for the Sunday game, we're going to get more value in this game.
Line's going to start skyrocketing.
Yeah. So you know where I'm heading with this. I'm going with the Chicago Bulls. I think they're going to overreact to the injury. And let's not forget, and I can't emphasize enough, we talk about revenge. And revenge is a phrase in sports that probably is the most overused with sports bettors because, every game is some type of revenge. Somebody lost the last time they played. But, there's got to be some meaning to it. It's got to be your arch rival. It's got to be knock me out of the conference tournament. Or in this case with the Chicago Bulls, denied them going to the NBA Finals last year. And Chicago did everything but put the final nail in the coffin.
Win that last game.
They had Miami on the ropes. They had big leads. They let it slip away. This is a big game for them. They're looking forward to this game. National TV, and to go down there and do it on their floor, I think means a ton to Chicago. Now, don't get me wrong. Miami's not going to roll over and play dead.
They want to prove it still comes through here. You know what I mean? Like all roads lead through Miami is what they want to prove.
But this Miami team, they actually played pretty well while Wade was out. And Chris Bosh really stepped up during that period. And he's like, he's an enigma. He's like, he either plays off the charts,
or you don't even know he's on the court.
Yeah, where's he at tonight? And then of course all the documentation with LeBron in his fourth quarters of disappearing, sometimes. And this is a big game. I like him. I like the value here. I've got actually Chicago pulling out a 2-point win. So I've got a lot of wiggle room on what Vegas brings this out at. And I'm hoping they're generous with the line and Wade comes back, because if Wade does come back, he's not going to, I don't care. He's healthy.
But you're not in game shape right away.
Exactly.
It's impossible.
You don't go,
especially when they didn't have the off season either. You know what I mean?
Another great point.
You didn't have the off season to get in game shape, and now you missed all these games. I agree with you 100%, Marco. In fact, on a neutral court right now, all pieces, if Chicago has all their pieces, Miami has all their pieces, I think Chicago, it should be favored. A pick 'em or -1. I don't think they're a dog to Miami. So playing in Miami, I really don't think Miami should be more than a 2.5 point favorite. And even if they brought it out at that true line, I think the situation, the matchup, the handicap would force me to bet Chicago. Sometimes you make a bet because there's line value, meaning they come out with 7, I think it should be 2, I got to bet. Other times, you may think the line should be 3. They come out with 3. That don't necessarily mean you got to pass, because let's not forget, how many games actually push? So they're not great at putting the exact number out there. But then you got to take it a step further and find the situational advantage, find the matchup advantage, some piece of information to give you a reason to bet into a game, even though the number's pretty accurate. I don't think they'll bring out an accurate number here because of what you said. One, Deng's out. That's 16 points, 7.5 rebounds. That's a major hit for Chicago. Wade returning in Miami on prime time. I think we're going to get an inflated number. I think the only way you could look at this game is to take the Chicago Bulls. And I believe you're going to be getting the best of it with the number. You're getting the best of it with the situation on revenge. And I think when you look at the matchup, I think they match up great against Miami. This is the #1 rebounding team offensively and defensively in the NBA. You're getting one shot against them. Yeah. That's it. You better make it, you know? And they're getting multiple shots when they drive the floor. I really like the Chicago team this year. And more importantly, I'm disappointed in Miami. I thought this year Miami was just going to walk in and start pimp slapping teams. I mean, just make them their bitches. Like, no number in the world is going to stop them from covering. Mm-hmm. I thought they'd come in with that kind of attitude, like, let's just blow everyone out by 20.
They got
and
so
I thought
close,
Vegas would be scrambling to raise the number. Squares would be cashing in night after night, and it would be one of those seasons. I'm not seeing it, bro. Are they going to turn it on in the playoffs? Probably. But they're vulnerable. To say this team's, you know, the best there is right now, I don't think it is. I don't think so. Not right now in the NBA.
One last thing to throw out there before we wrap this up from a handicapping standpoint. I'm not saying that the Miami Heat's an old team, but Chicago's much younger.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And this is going to be the third game in a 4-day stretch for Miami.
Never
and
easy.
It's going to be the fourth of 5 games in 7 nights. And this is an afternoon game, so even less rest
easy.
time. That's a bad scheduling spot for Miami. And Chicago's a team that can bang on you. Like you said, they're a strong rebounding team. They can bang on you, wear them down a little bit. I like Chicago here. I think this is going to be a war. It's going to go right down to the final buzzer. Chicago,
I love
it.
And they're going to prove, I'm telling you, they're going to say,
hits a jumper.
They're going to prove Sunday. This year, brother, the road's coming through Chicago because we're going to get home court advantage. Heat's going to be battling with Orlando and Atlanta all year. Neither of those teams look to be going anywhere anytime fast. On the Bulls side, Indiana's the only thing they got to worry about. They're 2.5 back. After that, they're coasting. And I think Indiana's going to start to falter as the season goes on. So I think the Bulls are going to end up with home court advantage. They have a year under their belt from last year. This may be the team to beat, at least in the East. I really think this is the team to beat. Them and the Sixers.
If nothing else, Chicago learned how to win. You've got to learn how to win first.
Yeah.
And they just didn't get all of that last year. Close out the games and such. It was a learning experience. They'll be better for it this year. They've been waiting for this one. I'm going to go with the Chicago Bulls plus the points. We're actually calling for them to win it outright by 2. So grab Chicago plus the points on Sunday. That's my video play for here. It's not my best bet. We gave that earlier. Also, just want to give you guys a quick shout out. Check out, I'm doing a show every day in the forums. You can find the post for it. And you can follow me on Twitter. I send out when the show is live. It's called the Betting First Look Show. I do it every morning.
Good stuff.
And I talk about the line moves, what's happened overnight, what the early reaction is to these line moves, if it's sharp, if it's public money, and we've been given some recommendations on there. Last 28 plays, and they're all free, guys. 20-8. 20-8 for free. Check that out. It's called the Betting First Look Show. Follow me on Twitter. You'll get the notification every time it goes live. I do it in the morning, 7 days a week. VR, thanks for coming in for the videos.
My pleasure, man.
We'll be back in next week covering videos.
Super Bowl.
There's a Super Bowl?
The big game in Vegas.
Football game?
You better call it the big game or you're getting sued. No talk of Super Bowl in Las Vegas.
I just yell Super Bowl everywhere I ride.
It's the big game.
All right, guys. He's Vegas Runner. I'm Marco D'Angelo. Thanks for watching. Check out all the videos at pregame.tv.